Alright guys, let's create this accordion using reactjs and tailwindcss. So let's go back to our VS Code and start creating it. Now as you can see, I've already created React app and already imported all the images as well as these colors which are required for this project. Now here I have this app.jsx file which says just hello. Now if I check this, as you can see, it's visible. So our wait is working properly. So now let's start creating our accordion. Now if you see our final project, you can see a background color of pink has been applied. So let's change this div to name, just like that. And within this we'll start creating our project. Now this main section will have a class name and have these properties. That is relative, minimum height of screen, padding of 4, padding bottom of 10, and BG light pink. Now I imported it from the tailwind.config file where I have predefined my colors. So if I save this and go back to my result, as you can see there is a light pinkish background in our project. Now if I come back, now within this main section we have to create our background images. Now if you look our project properly, there is a background image behind this accordion and it changes whenever the size of the screen changes. So to do that, let's create a component folder within which we will create our background image component. So let's create a component folder here, and within this I will create a file called background image.jss. Now I will just type RAFC. It will create a React component. Now within this component we have to create our background image component. So let me import our images here. As you know, I've already imported all the images in my public folder. So let's import the image from my public folder. As you can see, I've imported. Similarly, I have to import my mobile picture as well. So simply just copy it and change this title to mobile image. So mobile img. Similarly, change this to mobile. Alright. Now I have to start creating the image. Simply replace this div with a fragment. Now create a div. Now this div will hold our two images. So first I need an image tag, and this source will hold our desktop image, and the next will hold our mobile image. Now this will not be visible in my Chrome page because I have not imported it in my app.js file. So but before that I need to give some classes so that it will look proper there. So let me just quickly give the classes and explain to you what classes I have added. Alright, as you can see, I've already added class properties which are required for this component. So let me tell you what I have added. So in the main div, I've given the property absolute, because remember in my app.js file I have created this class name where I have written relative. So when I import my background images here, I need to change the background image position with respect to this parent element. So for that I have given here absolute. It will have a top 0 property, left 0 property, with a width of full and height auto. Now below this I have created this image which holds our desktop image. It has a class name of hidden, object cover, width full, height full, MD block. What this means is whenever our screen is greater than 768, this image will be visible. Otherwise it will not be visible. So in my mobile image, as you can see, I have written MD hidden, which means whenever our image is above 768 pixel, it will hide itself. Alright, now if I save this and go back to my app.js file, and I can simply import my background image from the background image.js file, and if I save this and go back, as you can see, our background image is visible. Now if I inspect this and see, as you can see, it changes the picture to mobile whenever the scene size is less than 768, while when I increase it, it changes it to the desktop image. Alright. Now I need to create this accordion. Now as you can see, there are some data like this question and answer and same for all. Now what I can do is I can create a file and name it data.js, and within this data.js file I can create an array of object and then map over it so that I can create that question and answers. Alright, now let's import my data. So let me quickly import it and show it to you. Alright, as you can see, I have created an array of object. I named it as FAQ and it has a question answer along with is accordion. Now what is this is accordion, we will look at later. Now as you can see, there is question and answer and it has a name of FAQ. So let me quickly create a section, and this section will be our accordion section. So this will be a section. Alright, now within this section we will have our heading, our question and answer and all. So let me create that. So let me create a h1, and within this h1 I need an image tag because I have this star which is an image. So let me quickly import that image here. Now simply replace this double inverted commas with our curly braces and simply write here star. And if I save this and go back, now it's not visible because the star is below this image. So to fix that, this section will have some class name along with this h1. So let me quickly give those class name and explain it to you. Now as you can see, I have given some class name, and the class name includes, it will be relative, it has a flex property, flex call property, a max width of excess and a gap of 4, padding 4, mx is auto, the margin top is 40, the transitions will be all, bg which is our background will be white, rounded lg, and in small screen the maximum width will be 2xl and the margin top will be 24. Now if I save this and go back, as you can see, our star as well as our background is visible. Now within this h1 I need to create a, let's say, span tag and give it a name as FAQ. Now if I save this and go back, as you can see, our star is visible along with this FAQ. Now we need to make this FAQ like this horizontal. So this h1 will have some class name as well. So I'm simply copying the class names here because I don't want to waste your time. So this class name will have a flex property, it will be item center and gap of 4. Now this FAQ will also have some class properties like text, 4xl, the font will be bold, and if I save this and go back, as you can see, our FAQ along with our star is visible just like this. Alright, now remember I have not changed this font, so this is a default font, so which you can do very easily, and I'm keeping it default as I am showing it to you right now. Alright, now we have to create those question and answer section, and that is a tricky bit. Why? Now you can see in our final project, whenever I click on a single question, it only opens that one only, not the others. But what I have also made mistake is I cannot simply call the map function here and simply map our data.js here, because you know in React there is something called states, and if we need to give here states to close and open. But if I simply call the map function here and simply map over the data.js in the single folder, whenever I click on question, it will open all the question as the states are common for all this. So to fix that, we need to create this accordion component separate from this file, and then again like my background image, I have to simply import it and pass the data to that accordion component through props, which I will be getting from the data.js file. Alright, so within this div, simply write FAQ. It will import my FAQ from the data.js file. Then simply write .map. Now .map is a function which takes data and index, and within this I need to create this accordion component. Now do remember, if you are using curly braces, you need to write here return, otherwise it will not show. So simply type here return, or else you can simply change this to first brackets so that it will render it without any issues. Now I have not created this accordion component yet, so let's go to our component folder and create our accordion component, accordion.jsx. I can simply type here RAFC to create a simple component, and in my app.jsx file I need to import the accordion from the component folder. So import accordion from component folder. Alright, as you can see, I've imported the accordion component from the component folder, and within this I need to pass my data. So the questions will be data.question, and it will also have an answer property, so it will be data.answer. Now it also has something called isAccordion, so isAccordion equals data.isAccordion. Alright, now if I save this and go back to our Chrome page, it will not show anything because the accordion folder I have not created. So let's go back to our accordion.jsx file, and within this we have to create the question and answer section. So this div will have a paragraph tag. Let's create a span tag, and it will hold our this accordion component will access the data in form of props. So write a props, and this will be props dot question. As you can see, there are all the question are visible in my Chrome page. Now if I go back, now here I can give props dot answer. Alright, as you can see, our answer as well as our questions are visible. Now in our final project, as you can see, there is a plus sign. Whenever I click it, it changes to minus sign. Right? Now to do this, we need to create a state. So simply come back to our accordion component, and here write const is accordion set is accordion, and the use state will have a props dot is accordion, or it will be false. Now to handle this, we need to create a handle function toggler. So handle toggle. Now what this will do, it will simply set our is accordion to the opposite of the previous one. So if it is false, then it will become true. Now copy this handle toggle, and within this p tag write on click and paste this handle toggle. Now this paragraph tag has some class name. Alright, now this paragraph tag has a class property of flex. Justify between gap 2, font will be semibold, the cursor will be pointer. So if I save this and go back, as you can see, there is some changes in my question. Alright, if I go back, now this image we need to fix it. What we have to write is, if is accordion is there, then we will show minus, or else it will be plus. So whenever I click over it, it changes to the minus sign. Alright, so let me give some class name to my answer properties as well. Now my answers will have a class name of text sm, and in small screens the text will be base. Now this main div will also have a class property, so it will have a class property of flex call, the gap will be 4, and the padding y will be 4. Now if I save this and go back, as you can see, there is some spacing between the question and answer, and now it's looking very nice. Now if I see, as you can see, it changes to minus as well. Alright, so now we have to handle this drop down. For that I will use auto animate to animate that drop down. So I have to simply install this. Now let it install. Now we go back to our auto animate. Now as you can see, they have created some state called const show and set show. Also they have a variable called parent, and they are using useref, and in this use effect they are using this user. Now first of all, below this accordion state, we have to create another variable called parent and use useref. So now after that, we need to create an use effect hook to handle that drop down. Now within this use effect, I need to import that auto animate library, which I have just installed. So alright, as you can see, I have created that auto animate function. Now it is dependent on this parent. Now if I go back and simply here, if I write ref will be parent. Now if I save this, now it's all working. So finally we have completed our project and our project works properly. So see you in the next one. Till then, peace.